So this is our blog, another one, blog. So one is the YouTube channel where you can find all our videos, particular batch videos, and this is our blog. So all you can find here, the pages, under labels, you can find topic wise. So Java, Selenium topic wise, you can find everything here. Okay. So we are discussing now most popular post you can find object identification. So this is the one, web element theory, HTML concepts. So this is the topic we are discussing, and we are in the XPath concept now. So we completed all this ID, name, class, CSS selector, link text, partial link text. So we are discussing now XPath. So in the XPath, we have seen relative XPaths, how to write. And also with a single attribute, how to write XPath, I have shown you yesterday. And today we'll write few more. Yeah, so these are so XPath related. And we have seen the first one, and now we are discussing about this one also we have seen yesterday. Now I need to show, so you can use any attribute, okay, tag name, then attribute. See, I'm using any attribute. So first double forward slash after tag name, then square bracket, @ so attribute name equal to single quote attribute value. So double forward slash input tag square bracket @ name equal to name value within single quotes. And see, even any tag you can use. If you don't want to use a tag, put a star here. Instead of tag name, you can put a star also. That is also one of the way to write instead of tag. You're not sure which tag, just put a star. And then in the square brackets inside, you must use the attribute. You must use the attribute. Okay. So next, how can you identify dynamically changing elements? How can you identify dynamically changing elements in Selenium using XPath functions? You can identify them. So we have seen in Selenium using CSS, we identified dynamically changing elements using contains, so regular expression, that is star, and starts with regular expression caret symbol and ends with dollar symbol. So these are the things we have used already, regular expressions in CSS to identify dynamically changing elements. So now same you can use in the XPath also, contains function, starts hyphen with function, access XPaths. So this is the contains function, right? Contains function, then text function, starts hyphen with function. So and we have used to join the 2 or 3 attributes. 2 attributes you will use AND operator. Okay, so like this OR operator or AND operator you can use. So not function, currently we don't have a scenario to use not function. And last function, position function, and then we have a access XPaths. So following, preceding, ancestor, descendant, these are the access XPaths, and also sibling, following sibling, preceding sibling. So you can use those things also. Okay. So mainly in the interviews also they will give you one website, ask you to write the XPaths or object identification for the particular element. So they will give any website. That's why you learn the basics. If you learn the basics, you let them give any website. And formulas you need to remember. How can you remember the formulas? By practice. More number of times, use the formulas and follow the formulas one by one formula, keep it in front of you and practice. and keep writing with the formulas, then it's going to be easy for you to write in any website. That's why I'm giving more formulas here. Okay. First, identifying the links or static text, header text. There are three types of text: link text, static text, header text. These are the three types of text. All three are different. All three are different category of elements. Links are a different element. Static text is a different element. Header text is a different element. Different web element. It's not same. All three are not same. Okay, so make sure you understand links are how you can recognize in the HTML using a tag. Static text, they can give a div tag or span tag or paragraph, p tag or td tag. Anything they can use for static text. For header text, h1 to h6 tags only they will use. For links, fixed a tag only. There is no other way. These are some of the standards we have discussed already in the first class of Selenium. So HTML structure, the basics I explained very clearly. Which element has a which tag in the HTML code. Element you can see on the UI, but that element how they designed in the HTML, what tag will come, that I explained in the beginning classes. So if you want more information, go and refer our videos, HTML concepts. And see that if you want to identify any text using contains and text function, both you want to use, then this is the formula: / tag name square bracket contains bracket text function comma single quote partial or complete text you can give and close the single quote. First you have to close this bracket, then outer bracket you close it. So this is the very, very important. If you know the functions, you can understand easily. You won't make any mistakes. So function means this is the function name followed by parenthesis. Parenthesis inside you are giving a value, that is text function, and that value in the enclosed in single quotes. So in this tag name place you can put a star also if you don't want, or here also if you don't want this text function, put a dot comma. So dot means it will take any. Okay, so that is also another thing. So this is the one of the formula you can use to identify any text. Second one, but when you can use contains, if bigger text is there, you cannot give that much big text. You want to cut down, you want to give a partial string, then you can use contains. Why you are using a text function? You are telling that is a text. If this tag contains the text of this, you are asking Selenium, go identify that. Selenium will go and look for that in the HTML. So that's how it will search in the HTML with this XPath. The path basically XML tags based path you're giving. So Selenium will understand that path only. So are you clear on when to use contains function? When there is a dynamically changing elements, your attribute values are dynamically changing, and your very big text is there, or some attribute value is very big. You don't want to use that much big, you want to shortcut. You want to use unique partial string here, then this is the right approach to use. Contains function. Contains, another great advantage with the contains is you can take in the middle, in the beginning, or in the end also, end of that attribute value or the text value. That's the beauty of contains. You don't have any other concept. which gives you this much flexibility for it. Okay, so that's the main concept of this contains. So let me show you that why I'm using a contains. See this one, I want to identify this element. Okay, I want to identify this element, this text. This is the text, right? So I want to identify this is the header text, heading. You can see H1 tag. I can easily say that, by seeing in the HTML, I can confirm whether this is a header text or link text or static text. By seeing the tags, I can tell very easily. So H1 means static, the header text. So here they have given a data test ID, but this is the one you can see. This is the very big one, right? And also there are spaces. Can you see W before there are spaces? Even Y after there are spaces. How do you know how many spaces are there? If you don't give spaces, it won't recognize, right? That's why this is the cases where you can use contains. Just use only welcome. You don't need to give complete text. So that's what I'm going to use here. Contains. Contains and text, but because that's a text. So / H1 tag square bracket contains of, it is a text. I want to say it's a text. Text function, comma, single quote. So I can give only one word which contains welcome. That's it. See that? So I didn't give complete text, right? But still it is recognizing. You can use professional or you can use community, anything, it's up to you. That's the beauty of this contains text. But what is a alone text function? There is you can use alone text function. Identifying a link, static header text using only text function without contains. Then this is the formula, / tag name square bracket text function equal to exact text. Why equal to? Why here no equal to? Because equal to means you are exactly comparing. You're giving equal. The text, this tag contains this text exactly. That's the meaning of equal. With contains, you're not putting equal, it's just comma. That's a difference here. And also text function, when you give, you have to give exact text. So even spaces, so everything. You're not allowed to omit any letter also. That's the text function. But here, you cannot use text function here. Why? Because that has a spaces. The spaces are there, it's not possible. So yeah, I'm going for here. OpenCart application. Let me go to OpenCart application. This is our blog. This is our blog, website. So I can use this one, see? I can use a text function alone. See, there is no spaces. I can use directly this one. H1 tag, right? Go to another row. This is the Catalan recorder, okay? Catalan recorder you can use. So / first. I can use star also. Then text function equal to single quote text value. See, let me use H1. Yeah, so it is looking somewhere register account. That's why I'm giving exactly H1 tag. See, now it's identifying properly, right? See, I didn't use contains here. Either you can use a contains text or either you can use a text function alone. Are we good? Even login page. Let me use a link I didn't use, right? So let me use link. But link also, it's a tag name, a tag. // a square bracket text function equal to single quote login page. See, only login page link is identifying. So this is the beauty of text function and contains text. And there is a starts with function. So there is a starts with even attributes you can use attributes also with the contains. So this is the with attributes. Then we'll go for a starts with. So identifying an element with attributes using contains function. So you want to apply contains for the attribute and that value. So this is the formula. // tag name square bracket contains bracket @ attribute name comma single quote partial or complete attribute value. So single quote close. So square bracket normal bracket close and square bracket close. So here instead of text function you are getting an attribute name. So I told you in the XPath if you are using an attribute name before you must use @ symbol. So that's what it. So generic formula this one, but here I am giving in the bottom side all attributes @ ID, @ name, @ class, value, title, alt, src, href. So different attributes you can use with the contains. So let me show you that one of them. See, I will use a class. Okay, class is very big one, right? And I can shortcut it. So // star square bracket contains. I'm using @ class comma btn. I can use just one word, one. See, now it will recognize btn. Somewhere it is recognizing. Maybe I'll use btn - primary. So one more is there, I think. That's the reason. See, now it is recognized. Make sure you have to give a unique word. Whatever the attribute name you're giving, you give unique word. Okay, so that's what I did here. // star. Instead of input tag, I have given star. You can give star also instead of tag name. Any questions here before going for the starts with? Yes. Okay. So now let's move on to the next one. Next formula, starts -with. So if an element text or attribute value, the first part is constant and second portion is changing, then you can use starts with function to identify that element with a starting portion. Not dynamic value. Dynamic value you don't use, so that it will recognize that element. So that is the starts -with means. Then what is the difference between starts -with and contains? Contains you can take beginning, middle, or end also, if that is not changing. And partially you can take. But starts with only start part of that element you have to take. Either text or attribute value, it doesn't matter. Start part only you have to take. You are not allowed to take no middle or a second letter. You cannot take it. That's the starts with means. For example, if you have two elements, the wordings are different, but same words and different. And so, for example, you have WebDriver Selenium, and another place you have Selenium WebDriver. So you want to identify Selenium WebDriver, that is after the WebDriver Selenium. Then you can write, because Selenium is starting with the Selenium keyword. You write starts with text function Selenium, you identify. Then it will go and identify Selenium WebDriver. Not WebDriver Selenium you want Selenium WebDriver. So that kind of, so elements if you want to identify, this starts with very, very, very helpful. So let's go and see that first, how to identify a text with a starts with. So // tag name square bracket starts -with bracket text function comma single quote start text or complete text you can give. If it is not changing, complete text. If it is you want to shortcut, use start text. So like this. So this doesn't work out here. You can see now here we can do that, right? So register. In the register account, I can give register only. That's a start part. In the register account, which is the start part? Register. So I can give register only. You can see that. So let's go and do this starts with. So // h1 square bracket starts -with text function register. That's it. See now it will go and identify that. So h1 tag starting with the text register, you identify or saying it is identifying that. So that's the beauty of this. And next one is, so let me show you a dynamically changing element, rediff.com. Go to create account. So you take a create account, inspect. See, there is a type submit, ID register, name register. See, here it is dynamically changing name value. So it is starting with the register. So I can use this name attribute with a XPath. So // input tag square bracket starts -with @name comma single quote register. That's it. So the button here. See, now it is recognizing. You can see it is recognizing, highlighting in yellow color, right? Blinking on that, create my account. So that's the how to identify with the starts with and contains. So any questions? Before moving on to the next topic. So these are all done. So this is not available now. So this website is deprecated. That's why I cannot show that. So next, last function and position functions. Last function is basically in a list of elements. You want to identify last element. So you can use a last function. So if you observe here, there are group of elements here, right? The group of elements. So here group of elements are there. So you want to write an index means it's very problematic, right? You cannot count all of them. So identify this. Then last one, if you want, you can identify this easily. That's a advantage with the last function. So in the list of elements, you want to identify a last element, it's going to be very easy with the last function. So let's go and see that. I'll identify this. I'll so right from here, let's get started with the so double forward slash. So div tag square bracket contains of class value. So the class value I'm taking this one. So I can take contains I took, right? I can take a justify end. I'll take a justify end. Yeah. You can use this. So forward slash. So div tag square bracket 1, 2, 3, fourth div. Fourth div forward slash. So next you have a UL tag. Write the UL tag. Next, you can write LI tag. So LI of A. So now it will identify the first element. You first identify the first element. Okay. First element you identify. See, members is identifying. Now this LI is a first LI, right? Instead of what you can do, LI of. So last you put square bracket, LI after you put a square bracket, last function you write. That's it. So then it will identify the last one. If you want last but one, just give here last minus one. So last function minus one. It will identify. So last. So but one also you can identify with last minus one in the same XPath. So this is the last function I would use. Same one you can use. So for the position function also, you can go one more line and see position. So you can give position here instead of last, you can give position. So equal to, you can put a position. PO SI TI ON position function equal to 1. See that first one, right? I want to change the position now. If I know the position, I can identify that element with a third position element I want. You can give LI of index instead of position, but sometimes you can use position function also. You can tell the position, that position element, it will recognize automatically in the XPath. These are all XPath functions. Okay, so that's the another position function where you want to identify particular position element. You can use this position function. So these are the very important elements. So that is going to help you. So any questions before going for the access XPaths? So access XPaths, I'll just hold some time for your questions. Another 5 seconds. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, no questions? Let's move on next. So there is one more concept I forgot to explain. This is also very important. Normalize space. So this normalized space, when you can use is, for example, your element is having a spaces before and first beginning and in the end. There are no spaces. That spaces automatically it will ignore if you use a normalize hyphen space. So if you use, that will be identified like this. So double forward slash tag name square bracket normalize hyphen space So parenthesis and give. Even spaces you can ignore, you don't need to give. So this is the best example, right, for us. So this one. So you don't need to give all the spaces, just give the text. That's enough. So double forward slash h1 square bracket normalize hyphen space equal to, so it will ignore the spaces automatically. So now it will recognize that element. You can see that. See, I didn't give spaces. I didn't use contains. So this is the beauty of this one. Okay, normalized space. If beginning end spaces are there, that will be ignored by this normalized space. This is only for identifying some text. Okay, that's the another very important one, widely used one. So if you want to identify any text, so this will be a useful one if there are spaces in the HTML page tag inside. So like this, if you find spaces. Okay, so let's join back and we can continue rest of the things. We can close the XPath today. Okay, join back on the same link. We'll see that. We'll see the access XPaths. Thank you.